Hey teachers, in this video I want to showcase how you can generate or create reading passages with SCR ECR practice sets for your students. So we're going to start by launching Magic School from the portal, click Enterprise, and then you're going to find the NISD RLA SCR ECR practice generator. Go ahead and click on the tool and click Generate to launch it. So with this tool you can either upload your own passage or ask it to generate a passage for you, and then it will also create SCR and ECR sample questions that you can use with your students. So again, you could upload your own passage, but here I'm going to type in generate because I want to generate a passage. Next, it's going to ask me some follow-up questions like my grade level, the genre, and the topic for my story. So I'm going to enter 5th grade, informational, and then for the topic you can type in random. If you want a random topic, you could enter a interest topic like soccer or whatever your kids are interested in, or you can take a bit of a cross-curricular approach and you can enter a science or social studies standard. So I'm going to take a science standard here and enter it. And I'm going to say this is science 5.10b, model and describe the processes that lead to the formation of sedimentary rocks and fossil fuels. So I'm going to go ahead and launch this. And so what Magic School is going to do is create a 5th grade passage that's informational for the genre, and then it's going to weave in my science standard to kind of take that cross-curricular approach, get a big bang for my buck here with having students use this passage in reading time, but also having the topic be a science topic that we're covering or we're going to cover, or a review of a topic that we have covered. So you can see here it is creating my passage, and it's modeling it after the released STAR tests. It also has on the back end the STAR scoring guides and all of that. So we'll make a really nice passage for you. So here's my passage. Here are 2 SCR questions. Here are 2 ECR questions, and it's going to have a sample teacher answer key. So great for practice. You can ask here for something different. If you don't like this, you can ask for a SCR question based on a specific standard, like let's say author's purpose or something like that as well. So don't hesitate to use the chat. And once you have exactly what you want to give to your students, there are several different ways that you can get this in front of your students. You could create a CMS test with a short answer question. You could create, or an open response question. You could also create a Schoology assessment with the passage and one open response question. But a new thing that I have really liked is using Canva code to make this passage kind of pop a little bit, makes it look a little bit prettier. So I'm going to show you how to do that. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to copy the story. And so I'm going to go ahead and just copy the story, and then I'm going to go ahead and come here and launch Canva. Remember, you can click from your portal as well. I'm going to go ahead and choose Canva AI here, and then click Code. Now that sounds scary, but actually all it's going to do is code for me. So it's going to create something really pretty for me, for my kids, so I can share it with my kids easily. So it says, describe your idea. So create an activity with the following passage and short constructed response question. And then I'm going to go ahead and paste the passage here. And I am going to, okay, little hiccup here, but I'm going to go with it. This story is a little bit longer, and so I noticed that it didn't finish and it won't let me type anything else. So I think there's a character limit, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and launch this, and it's going to start coding for me, and then I'm going to add the rest of the story here in a minute. So I am going to pause the video here while it codes. You're going to notice it's going to code for a while, and so just to save time on this video, I'm going to pause it, and then I'm going to return once my activity has generated. Okay, and then this is what it created. And so it took that story and put it into like a nice looking activity here. You'll see the evidence in Earth section is a lot shorter. So I am actually going to just model for you how you can use this chat here to edit this. And so I'm going to say, can you replace the evidence in the Earth section with the following text? And then all I'm doing is pasting that final paragraph there. So I took this and added it here and asked it to make a couple of changes there. So now it's going to pop and show. Here's that evidence in Earth, so you can see how easy it is to make any adjustments that you needed. Okay, it actually came up with a short constructive response for me based on the passage. Explain the similarities between how sedimentary rock and fossil fuels are formed. Use at least 2 examples from the text to support your answer. So I could stick with this one, or I can come here and I can copy and paste this to here. Can you replace the SCR with this question? So I just want to model how you can make any adjustments that you need here on the left-hand side. In fact, you can even say, instead of a yellow background, can you make it blue? I'm going to let it run for just a minute. Okay, and it just finished here. And so now you will see my story, and then here is my short constructed response that I copied and pasted from Magic School. Finally, when your students are using this, you will want to add a data piece so that you can actually see their writing. Otherwise, it's just kind of like a little formative activity for the kids, or a little practice activity for the kids to do, and you wouldn't see any data. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, can you save the student results to a Canva sheet? And go ahead and launch that. And so now what Canva is going to do is it's actually going to build a sheet, kind of like a Google sheet, but within Canva. And now it's going to ask my students what their name is, so they can put their first names in there, and then they would be able to fill this out, and then I would be able to see their submission in the Canva sheet. All right, so you'll notice that does take a few extra seconds. So now here's my story. Here's my short constructed response. And then there's a submit button and a name button. So you'll also notice that a data sheet actually popped up here. So when I publish this, and I'm going to go ahead and publish it, it's basically making a Canva website for me. Next, I'm going to go ahead and copy this, and I can put that in Schoology or however you get that information to students. But this is what it will look like on the student end. I'm going to enter my name, first name, and then this is where I'm going to enter my response. I'm going to just type something in just so you can see. I'm going to click Submit Response. Again, this is, it's going to make me do 10 words. That's kind of great, actually. All right, let's see if I got enough in there. Okay, it says your response has been successfully saved. So now what I'm going to do is pop back here and click on the data sheet, just because I want to show you what this looks like now on my end. So now you're going to see here my name, the student name. You can kind of expand this, and all of the student responses are going to be here. I like to expand it, and then I like to do this little text wrapping so I can see all the student responses here. Now, that's how you would be able to see the responses, create it, all of that. Now, final step, if you want to use the SCR, ECR feedback tool, the writing feedback tool in Magic School, you can actually do that using this data. So if you have all your kids complete this, you expand this column, you click on it, do text wrapping. Next, you're going to do File, Download, change this to a PDF, and download it. And now you can actually run this full set in the Teacher Tools, Enterprise, NISD Elementary SCR Writing Feedback Tool. and then you would click generate, and then here you would just enter the passage. So you can copy and paste the passage back in here from here, or from Magic School, wherever you have it, and the question, and then you would use this upload button to upload that Canva code PDF that you just created from the sheet. So hopefully this is helpful for you. Hopefully you learned a little bit something new here with Canva code. And just a heads up, I created today a passage with the question here in Canva code. However, think about using Canva code in so many different ways, like creating flashcards, creating task cards, creating just an interactive activity, and it will create something pretty cool for you. So let me know how you like this, and if you want to try anything else.